Woman at my gym asked me out when I refused. She kept pursuing me. Later, she pulled the safety tab on my treadmill, causing me to fall. But then she showed up at a bar and tried to kiss me, so I had to move back home and get a restraining order. I go to the gym a lot. About 6-ish months ago I noticed a woman I'll call Andrea. That's not her name, but it will be for the rest of this post. I don't know if Andrea started going to the gym 6 months ago or if that's just when I noticed her. Full disclosure, I spoke to her first, but I had no way of knowing what the result would be. A lot of the machines at this gym have little entertainment systems attached to them that can access local channels. I got on a treadmill and realized the TV on the treadmill wasn't working. Andrea was walking past and I said, "Hey, do you know if there's an issue with the cable? This TV isn't working, but I don't know if it's just this one or all of them." She said the same thing happened to her on a different machine. I thanked her. That was the whole interaction. A week later she asked me for some electrolyte powder for her water. I said I didn't have any. She was cool with that and asked me how long I'd been coming to the gym and what I did for work. I answered and returned her questions. She said she was new to the area and worked in private security. We had a few more chill conversations after that. 6 weeks ago she asked me out. For reasons I won't get into here, I wasn't interested. I declined. She said not to worry about things being awkward at the gym if we don't work out. I said that wasn't the issue, just not looking to date right now. She kept talking to me, and at first I kept talking to her, but I started to think something might be wrong, and I started avoiding her. 2 weeks ago she walked up to me while I was on a machine with only one way to properly dismount that involved stepping into where she was standing. She asked if I was avoiding her. I said I was and apologized. I said I just don't want to date right now. She said I don't have to avoid her to not date her. I said okay. I kept avoiding her though. Tonight while I was working out she confronted me again about avoiding her. I had a bad day and told her to leave me alone. She asked why I'm being such a prick, and I said because I wanted her to leave me alone. I then said that she was embarrassing herself and needs to stop. She put her foot on top of the weights, and I thought she was going to press down on them. So I let go of the bar very quickly, causing the weights to slam and make a loud noise. Several people looked over. She said, "Now who's embarrassing himself?" and walked away. Did I go too far by saying that? Do I owe her an apology? Edit. I went in early this morning for a run and told the front desk staff about Andrea putting her foot on the weights. They said they would talk to her. Then, after work, I went in again for a regular workout. I was working on my legs when she walked up to my machine. The first thing she did was apologize about the weights. I don't know if someone talked to her or if that was of her own initiative. I accepted her apology and apologized for saying she was embarrassing herself. She said she forgave me, but if I wanted to really make it up to her I could buy her a drink and she would buy me one too to make up for the weights. I said maybe we should buy our own drinks, meaning separately at different places and times, and she misunderstood me and asked when and where. I told her I meant that I didn't want to go out with her. She said this wouldn't be a date but a reset for our friendship. I said I didn't want to be friends. She said I was being a douche and asked what my problem is. I said the weight incident made me uncomfortable, and I would rather us just give each other space. She then asked me if my problem with her is that she's Hispanic. I was so taken aback. I didn't even know she was until she said that. I said no, that she just makes me uncomfortable. She wanted me to explain what about her made me uncomfortable, and I tried to do so, but she argued with every point I made. I got frustrated and told her to just stay away from me. She said fine and that I have a lot of maturing to do. Then she walked away. I'm hoping that's the end of it. Comments where Op has replied, "Oop on why he doesn't want to get in a relationship. Oop, she's just not my type. Even if she was, I don't want to get into a relationship right now. My last relationship lasted 3 years, and I need to remember how to be single before I hop right back into another relationship." Comment 1. Something might be wrong. What do you mean? Oop, I don't know how to explain it. I almost felt like she was having a completely different conversation with me than I was having with her. She seemed inappropriately enthusiastic. That's the best way I can think to say it. Comment 2. Dude, she just moved into the area, probably lonely and doesn't know anyone I'm guessing. Did she ask you out on like a friend hangout type deal or was it a proper date? Oop, it was a date. She asked me if I wanted to get a drink with her sometime, and when I declined she said I don't need to worry about things being awkward at the gym if we don't work out romantically, and I had to decline a second time. Comment 3. Good for you on taking a breather. NTA by the way. She either has severe mental health issues or hasn't been socialized properly. No normal person would ever put you in that position. I make every excuse I can when I'm not interested in someone, but when someone can't take a hint you do eventually have to disregard their feelings. I mean, think about it. She disregarded yours. Oop, that is a good way to think about it. I hadn't considered that part. Thank you. Comment 4. I wouldn't go to the police RN because you've only just told her to leave you alone. But if gym management doesn't stop it then yeah, I would go to the police. Harassment is harassment. If you were a girl and she was a guy who worked in security who also put their foot on your equipment, people would be really concerned, rightly so. Oop, that's kind of a different situation. I have at least 60 pounds on her. It's not like she can follow me to my car and beat me up one night. What she did was dangerous and creepy, but what could she really do that's worse? Maybe drop a weight on my toe, but I can't think of anything else. It's not like she knows where I live. Update 1. Andrea is banned from the gym. I was running on the treadmill and watching TV. She came up to talk to me, and I ignored her, staring at the TV. She raised her voice and I continued to ignore her. She reached out and pulled the safety tab out of the treadmill, the one you connect to your wrist so the treadmill stops if you fall, causing the treadmill to come to a sudden stop. I tripped and fell onto the controls and TV, scratching my chin on the top of the screen. I went to the front desk with Andrea following me. I told them what she did. She kept trying to interrupt me and talk over me, but the woman at the front desk told her to be quiet and wait her turn. I told her Andrea pulled out the safety tab while I was running and injured me. The woman at the front desk then asked Andrea what happened. Andrea said I was staring into the middle distance like I was in some kind of fugue state and she thought I was having a medical episode, so she pulled the tab. The woman at the front desk asked for her membership card. Andrea didn't want to give it to her, but the woman at the front desk said if she didn't she would ban her. Andrea gave her the card and the woman at the front desk said to leave and she was suspended for a month. Andrea objected and got into an argument with the woman at the front desk that escalated into Andrea calling the woman an N-word B-word. So she was banned permanently. I hesitate to call that a happy ending because the poor gym employee had to put up with racial harassment, but I won't deny getting to watch her cut up Andrea's membership card felt good. Comments where Op has replied. Comment 1. Still NTA. Andrea proved herself to be crazy, with a side of racist. Oop, and the irony is that she accused me of being racist for not wanting to date her. Comment 2. I'm guessing she doesn't get told no very often. I'm glad it had a safe ending. Oop, thank you. I am too. Now that it's all over I'm starting to process it. The whole thing was so crazy. My heart rate is up higher than it ever gets when I run, which is nuts. Comment 3. If you see her again and she acts creepy it's worthy of reporting to police. Just pay attention to your surroundings in case she stalks you. Oop, she's banned from the gym, so I doubt I'll see her again. She doesn't know where I work or live. Oop on his race and Andrea's race. Oop, she said she's Hispanic. I'm not going to tell you what race I am. Downvoted comment. Seriously, this is honestly your response. If so, you aren't actually into women. You may not know it yet, but you aren't. It's a completely normal question for a person to ask, is this crazed psycho who is trying to date you is hot or not? Every straight male is thinking the exact same thing. Oop, I date women. I recently left a 3-year relationship with a woman, and she could tell you that I definitely like women. I just don't think women are defined solely by their appearance. I'll give you an example. I have this friend I grew up with. She is objectively very beautiful. Many men, and women, have told her so. While I can see that she is beautiful, the first thing I think when I see her is that's my friend that I love dearly, not that's an attractive woman that's probably good at sex. I have never been attracted to her because we treat each other like siblings. Conversely, in this situation, even if Andrea was my type, which she isn't, and I was looking to get into another relationship, which I'm not right now, it still wouldn't matter because her behavior towards me was so off-putting. She could look like Allison Hannigan, an actress I think is particularly attractive, and it wouldn't matter because I don't date women that put people in physical danger when they're upset. Update 2. Sorry for the incomprehensible post. I posted this last night when I was drunk. I'll rewrite it to explain what happened. Last night I went to a bar near my apartment to meet up with some friends. The 3 of us were drinking and having a good time when Andrea walked up. I never saw her enter the bar. I only noticed her when she was in front of us. She greeted me and said it was good to see me and leaned in to try to kiss me. I pushed her away from me and she fell, but one of my friends caught her. She started yelling and asking what the fuck is wrong with me. I told her to stay away from me and not come any closer. She asked if I was embarrassed of her and didn't want my friends to see her. I said, this is the 3rd time you've tried to assault me and I want you to stay away from me. At that point the bouncer showed up to ask what was going on. Andrea said I pushed her. I tried to explain that she tried to kiss me and is stalking me, but I was drunk and not doing a great job. My friends also tried to explain that I was innocent, but they were also drunk. Security kicked me out of the bar. My friends walked me home. I am definitely going to try to get a restraining order. This has gone way too far. Update 3. I doubt anyone remembers this, and you can check my profile for context if you want, but I saw this subreddit while scrolling and remember the password for my throwaway account. So if there is anyone out there that has been wondering about Andrea the gym nut, here's the answer. I did get a restraining order against Andrea as many suggested. It wasn't super effective. If I saw her and called the police she would usually be gone by the time they arrived. A couple officers gave me a hard time about calling. They thought I was wasting their time because I'm a man and she's a woman. The stress started to impact my job performance. My boss was sympathetic, but my coworkers started to get annoyed with me. Also, the fact that Andrea had shown up at work was a huge liability for us. I saw the writing on the wall and knew I was going to be fired soon. I did what I had been putting off for a long time. I moved back home and decided to go back to school. It was hard at first. The situation with Andrea was more traumatic than I had been able to acknowledge to myself. I tried therapy, and the first therapist thought my issue was that I was too closed off and didn't want to give what sounded like a nice young woman a chance. So that sucked. I swore off therapy after that, but eventually my friends convinced me to give it another try, and I found a great therapist who has helped me a lot. My family wasn't particularly supportive at first, but they eventually came around, somewhat. My friends have been great this whole time, and they're the only reason I didn't have a meltdown. I also got back together with my high school girlfriend. I know, ironic. That situation isn't all sunshine and roses either right now, but we're working on it. I'll be starting school again at the beginning of the spring semester. All in all, I'm okay. I'm not great, but I'm okay. But who cares about that, right? You guys want to know about Andrea. What happened to Andrea? I have stayed as far away from her as possible, but my more tech-savvy friend has been keeping tabs on her online presence in case she posts anything that might mean she's found out where I moved or had plans to do something to me. He usually doesn't update me unless it's something safety critical, but 3 weeks ago he told me I might feel safer knowing that Andrea is engaged. So she probably won't be stalking me in the future. I am amazed by this turn of events. There really is someone for everyone, even crazy stalkers. So that's the update. No prison for Andrea, only matrimony, which is its own kind of prison. In a way, just kidding. That's all folks. Comments where Op has replied. Comment 1. I totally remember this post. Wow, I find myself actually feeling bad for the idiot who's engaged to such a psycho. I am really glad, however, that you are doing so well. It's sad that you were forcing that situation, but it seems like it's worked out as well as could possibly be expected and even better. Congratulations, and I hope everything continues to go well for you. Oop, thank you, I appreciate that. It was really rough for a while, but I think I'm coming out of the other end of the tunnel now. As for Andrea's husband-to-be, maybe they're perfect for each other. Who knows? Comment 2. Man, people failed you every step of the way. Happy you got safe, honey. Oop, thanks. They really did. But I learned some important lessons.